Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you again from North Carolina. Well, sorry that the update this week's been a little late. This past weekend I was out on the trail, enjoying a little trail time with myself and some new friend and an old friend, and just having a good time out on the AT. Want to thank David McGee. He was a shuttle pilot from the station at 19E. He's the owner proprietor there, and he did a great job of picking us up in Irwin and shuttling us to Hughes Gap. So had drinks for us and all. Great conversation. David's a good guy, and just enjoyed that, getting to know him a little better. So David, kudos to you, appreciate that very much. Then I got back here, and hey, Matrix got a hold of me, and had to do a little bit of work on my second job. And then today I was on my primary job and just got back from the other end of the state. But I did want to go ahead and reach out to y'all and give y'all an update of what's been going on the trail since my last update last week, and a lot of good stuff going on. And let's go ahead and get to it, what's going on with the thru hikers. So if you want to check out the thru hikers that I'm tracking, you can go to the description section, and there in the description section I got all the folks that we are tracking currently, over 75 of them, and there's a link to their social media accounts there. If you're not on that list and you want to be on that list, just reach out to me through one of the links in the description section there, through one of the message me there, or at my email, and I'll be glad to include you on that link. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with the thru hikers out there, and hopefully you'll go and support them and subscribe to this channel, and you'll get my weekly updates, and then go to their channels and subscribe to them, and just let's keep them pumped up all the way to Katahdin and or Springer or wherever they're going right now. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So right now Muan, she is through the shanties. She saw lots of animals, lions, tigers, and bears, snakes, and deer, and okay, maybe not lion and tigers, but she did see the rest of them, and she was pretty pumped up about that. So she enjoyed it, and sounds like she just had a great time going through the shanties, and she is continuing north. Phoenix and Honeydew, they are we're at the Fontana Hilton, and they have caught a ride on up. They're flipping up north of Damascus and going to get on the trail and continue on up north, and get off for a little bit of time there. Honeydew's going to catch up on a little bit of work aspect, then they're going to get back on the trail. So looking forward to that, Phoenix. And also I ran into a new thru hiker that I did not have on the list, and it was Bigfoot. So we actually met Bigfoot in the woods in Tennessee and North Carolina line, and I thought Bigfoot was taller, a little hairier. I can see now why people chase after Bigfoot, but in any case, it was nice meeting you, Bigfoot, out there on the trail. And she was had really just kind of gotten back on down at Hot Springs, and she was going to keep going and probably start flipping north. So that is kind of a reoccurring theme now. Folks are starting their flip up north to go ahead and summit Katahdin and come on down and complete their trip Sobo. PTL, he is going into the shanties, and he's seen 2 bears, 1 at Rockfish Gap, and 2 rattlers recently. So again, bears are out there on the trail. They are coming into the shelters. I personally didn't see any bears while we were out there. Saw a ton of scat on the trail. So if you folks that may not know what scat is, that's bear crap, or any kind of crap, but specifically we saw bear scat out there on the trail. So some big piles of it too, so let's keep that in mind. A few of them kind of smell like pepper spray, and I think I saw some little bitty bells in them. So just keep, you know, those bells and pepper spray may not be your best defense out there. Wild, he is somewhere around Palmerton area, and his family, they received a blessing from a trail angel up there called Odie. So everybody knows Odie, and Odie, appreciate you helping those folks out. Appreciate all you do to help people out on the trail as well. Redbeard, he is in New Jersey, and says the trails there have been fairly maintained, and the water sources are good in New Jersey. He said he went several days through there without seeing a thru hiker. So not quite as populated right in New Jersey. Got a lot of tramleys and a lot of hikers above New Jersey and a lot below, so it's kind of a void in there. I do know that Pennsylvania is pretty dry, and where we were at, from Hughes Gap to the Irwin area, the only place that there was water was around the shelters. None of those trailside or intermittent seasonal springs had any kind of water. Kathy Tomlinson, she had to come off the trail last week due to some injuries, and she also found out she had Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and she says that the ticks in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia are terrible. So y'all keep that stuff in mind while you're out there. Be sure you're checking yourself out every day, a couple times a day. There were some places where we were hiking where the trail was kind of canopied over, and high grass, particularly up around what's the name of that bald there, Beauty Spot, and those places it was pretty high. So just keep that in mind, that is where the ticks like to hang out. Joe hikes, he has crossed the Maryland line, and he is coming into Buchanan. Wild again, he is in Pennsylvania, and says that Mun and Squeaks have been keeping he and his family well supplied with water, and Pennsylvania again is very dry with the natural sources. Grazer Quilt, she is approaching the Maryland line. Strider and Rome, they are around the Marion, Virginia vicinity. Free Walker, he has made it into Pennsylvania, and he's around hikers called Dan and Lone Wolf, and behind him is Splinter, Wonder, Dirty, Hot Pants, and he says that Maryland is hot and dry. Wiki, he has made it to New Hampshire, and Dirt Nap, last but not least, has summited. So that's awesome, Dirt Nap. Congratulations to you. We have been tracking you since you got into Pennsylvania, and that's just awful exciting. You're the first person on our list that we're tracking to summit, and so I think that's awesome. Congratulations, and we look forward to what you got next. And we look forward to everybody, all the other thru hikers out there summiting. So folks, keep me posted where you're at, where you think your summit date is. Awful excited about that, and looking forward to just the rest of everybody and completing their thru hike, and just enjoying the good times up north, good times at Katahdin. Thanks again for all the thru hikers that did update me. That really helps me out tremendously, for you to push me those updates rather than me having to go out and try to track those down. So a couple things on Trail Angels there. Chris up in New York, she handles the New York Connecticut state line, and she has had over 50 hikers that she's been able to help out with trail magic, and she's also been doing shuttles, slack packing, and things like that, and she even got to help a hiker recoup from their injury there with slack packing and resupply. So awesome job, Chris. We appreciate that. She sounds like she is just loving being a trail angel. And of course Mun, he's been keeping them resupplied down in Pennsylvania. And then I kind of got a new trail angel here, Whispers. Talk about Whispers here in just a minute. But he has been keeping me fed with information. Greatly appreciate that from you, Whispers, and all you trail angels. There's lots of trail angels that folks that have been able to get help from them from our private list. I have been sending that out, so if you're a thru hiker, I have a list, private list that's not in public domain. If you want a copy of that, just get in touch with me through one of the messenger apps, and I'll be glad to, after verifying you are a thru hiker, I'll send you that information. And then reach out to these trail angels. They all want to help hikers. They all want to help, with free shuttles and helping with resupply, and just whatever they can do, trail magic, and what they can do to help you on your quest out there. And if you're a trail angel, you're not on that list, you want to be on that list, send me your information, and I'll be glad to put you on that list. So some trail news. One of the things, I just got off the trail myself, so semi-sorta news, I've already covered that. We'll be putting out a video about that later. And then apparently the Great Smoky Mountains National Park now, before I had indicated that they weren't really enforcing the permit rules, but now I've heard from Phoenix that they are enforcing those, and he's heard from some people that they will fine you now if you go into the Smokies without a permit. So thru hiker permits are now available. I went onto the website there and acted like I was going to be a thru hiker and got all the way to the portion where you have to pay, so I didn't, but that tells me that the permits are available, because that's not been an option earlier. And then also, if you look at the trail registrations, there seems to be a lot of green, so it looks like it's getting easier now to get a shelter reservation. Of course, as a thru hiker, you don't have to have that, but if you're a section hiker, you do have to have that. So that's pretty important now. Phoenix said that the rangers are patrolling, and they will fine you $1,000 if you don't register on the spot with them. So if you don't have a signal where you're at and you get busted, you know, you're going to get busted. So just think about that. It may cost you more. Go ahead, since that is available now, and go ahead and get that registered. And then Whispers has been feeding me information about what's going on in the White Mountains National Forest. He says the backcountry is open, including all sites, trailheads, and trails. And he said he's confirmed this both by online reports and reports from fellow hikers and hiking buddies of his, and by himself going to a few of them and being told by others that were open by the hut caretakers. So he's indicated some of the huts up there, while they're not necessarily open, there are some caretakers up there. They do have some food. He's going to send me a menu of what they are offering. You can't go and stay there, but they do have water, and their restrooms are open during business hours, whatever business hours is for the hut. So appreciate that information, Whispers, and he'll be giving us more information. And that's just been a big help to folks, because there's a lot of folks probably getting ready to go into the White Mountains, or may even be there now that they're hearing this. So appreciate you tuning in this, folks. A little short this week, folks, but as always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.